The first step is for you to learn how to secure admission and scholarship by yourself. Then you apply for visa for yourself and for your family. Your family don't have to get admission with you. You see? How are you doing today? Okay, so I decided to do this video because I had earlier today made a post about getting family visa through study abroad, right? And there were many people that were like, is it that easy? Is it that easy? I saw a lot of such comments in the comment section where someone was like, well, it's not that easy. I asked the person a question and I said, have you done it before? How did you know it's hard? Things don't have to be so hard before it can be real, right? And when we even talk about something being hard, there's a difference between something being hard, something being stressful, and the thing being impossible. So family visa through the study abroad route is a guaranteed process. When I use the word guaranteed process, is a legit process of getting family visa. And after I got a lot of questions, I decided I made this other post that I posted. I don't know if you're following me on social media, you must have seen it, but let me just repeat the information that I passed there. So can you relocate abroad with your family? The answer is yes. Can you go through the study abroad route? The answer is yes. How? That is usually the biggest question, right? So the simple thing is that once you're a student, you're allowed to travel with your family. That one is like standard. You're allowed to travel with your family. Now, some people ask me the question, do I have to actually maybe get my husband and wife, do both of them have to get admission to travel? If that is what you want to do, for both of you to get admission, nobody will prevent you from doing that. However, what you really need is for one of you to get admission, and then you can travel with the other person. That's what you need. Some people also do it this way, where they will say, okay, we are two. You apply, I apply. When the admissions come out, we decide the best admission, and then we go with that. That is also okay. But in reality, all you need is for one of the husband or the wife to get admission, and they can travel with family. Let's assume you don't have kids. You are the wife or you are the husband, you get admission, you submit your visa, and you add your spouse as a dependent. Usually, they will give your spouse visa that will allow them to work. The name differ from country to country. If it's US, they may say, oh, we'll give you work authorization. If it's Canada, they will say, we'll give you open work permits. If it's UK, they can say, we'll give you work permits, right? The terms differ, but what you need to know is that as a student going abroad to travel, like as a man or woman who have gotten admission to go abroad to travel, your spouse is going to be able to get visa if you apply for them. That's what you have to know. And you can apply for them at the point where you are going. Or you can go, arrive the country, then apply for them. Any of these two options are very possible. And who decide? You. It's not the embassy. You are the one to decide whether you want to submit for them immediately or not. All right? So that's how it works. Now, if you have kids, can you travel with your kids? Yes. Can you travel with your kids? Yes. Can you travel with your spouse and kids? Yes. You can travel with them. So keep that in mind. I've also seen people that will say, okay, let's say the wife gets admission and say, I will travel with the kid. The husband stay and make sure you are working and getting the money while we relocate to Canada and settle before the husband comes. Or the husband gets admission, travel first, keep the children with the wife. And when he goes there, he settles down and then he brings his family. That is also possible. Do you get? That is also possible. I repeat, it is possible for all high-income countries. As of when I'm telling you this, I don't know of any high-income country that does not allow this. Whether you are going to UK, Ireland, Germany, US, Canada, Australia, they all allow this. Okay? So you can either learn how it is done or you can Google how it is done. Right? But as for whether this is how it is done, yes, this is how it's done. So I was saying that if you're a family, there's the possibility of you breaking the journey. The wife can go first with kids. You can go first and come back and take your children. Whatever the way you decide to break it will be dependent on you, not the embassy. And you can break it or break the journey for your family, or all of you can go at once. It is dependent on you, not the embassy. Embassy will not tell you, keep your child, come first. Embassy will not tell you that. You will be the one to decide. And what is usually the determining factor? The determining factor most times is money, right? Because I keep saying, even if you get full scholarship, the scholarship will not cover your family. The scholarship will cover you, the students. So most people, the reason they don't travel with their family is that maybe they are sponsoring themselves and they don't have money to sponsor everybody at once. They will say, let me go first, then I'll come back for my family. Maybe they got scholarship. The scholarship covers them and it's not covering their family, and they don't have money for their family, right? So one other thing that we introduce students to right now is what we call study loan. As the name goes, study loan. So most students, even if you get scholarship and the scholarship is not covering your family, it's possible for you, bear in mind, if you have applied to a loan eligible school, which you can find out before you even apply, right? So if you have applied to a loan eligible school, it's possible for you to get loan for you, for your family, to cover your family, or even to cover yourself. Any of the options are possible. So can you relocate with family? Yes. How? The wife or the husband gets admission, relocate with the spouse. If you have kids, you can relocate with kids. If you decide to split the family journey, like one of you go first, the other one follow later, it is still allowed. So this is how to relocate abroad with family via the study abroad route. And let me tell you, when you are studying, yes, your spouse has work permit, right? And they are working. Your children, what happens? Usually they give children not study visa, they give them visitors visa. But with that visitors visa, they're able to do primary school or secondary school or daycare, whatever they need to do, right? The children, they're usually young, right? If you have a child that is like above 18 or 21, they may not, the child will not go with you. The child have to, because the child is considered an adult. So the child have to apply for themselves. If your child is, I think, is above 21, 18 or 21, you can find out for yourself. But once your child is already an adult, they cannot be appended to you. They have to get their own admission and travel. And that's still possible. Let's assume that you have 5 children. 2 are 22 years old, right? The rest are 15, 16, and you get admission. You can relocate abroad with those ones that are below 18 or 21 years old. Then the one that is like your child that is like 22 years old, you can't go with them. They have to do their own application by themselves. Of course, you can sponsor them, you can assist them, you can do everything, but they will not be considered your dependents. That's what I'm trying to say. Recently, too, I came across someone that said the mother-in-law wanted to apply, and the mother-in-law will get the admission, and then, or something like that, and then be able to travel with the family. That's not going to work, because your mother-in-law is considered. Your mother-in-law is considered, one moment. Your mother-in-law is considered, what they call it now? Like an independent person from yourself. So don't think that, she's my mother-in-law now. She will be able to go with my children. No. However, I was advising them that if the wife gets admission and go with the kids, the family can actually apply for the mother-in-law, who is a grandparent to the children, right? You can easily bring your parents or your in-law. You can easily bring them, because they usually give visa to grandparents. Most of them, they will give them what they call super visa. Super visa is like a 10 years visa, and then you can renew. But not that mother-in-law or grandparents will apply and go with you, the child. Remember, you're already more than 22 years. Like, you're already more than 21 years old. So you cannot be appended to them. Or say if they are going with their grandchildren, it will not work. So you as the parents, the center, you are the center. You get the admission, then you can go with your dependents. That's how it works. And if you have mother or father, like grandparents, right, that you are hoping to go with, I advise that you go first. Settle down. Find house. Start your school. Then you apply for your mother-in-law. Because if you don't plan it well, it can easily lead to visa denial. Because somebody will even see you as you are not serious. Think of it this way. Think of it this way. You see somebody now, they just got admission. Think of the university closest to your house or closest in your city, right? So let me say the school I went to in Nigeria. Say I got admission at University of Benin, Nigeria. I now tell you that I'm resuming school, though. I'm going with my mother. Think of it. I'm resuming school. I'm going with my mother. How do you see me? And I'm an adult. Not that I'm a child that is 10 years old, 15 years old. How do you see me? How can a 35 or, in fact, how can a 28-year-old lady or man say he or she is relocating abroad with the mother to go and study? That means not be study one go do. Don't you think so? So, if something is not making sense to you or to your neighbor, because sometimes when people are saying this thing, they feel it makes sense to them. So, I've stopped saying if something does not make sense to you. Because obviously, for them to be saying it makes sense to them, tell this thing to the next 3 people around you. If it makes sense to them, then you start thinking about it. It's something that somebody will tell you, even you'll be like, now school you want to go do so. You will still be repeating it to Dr. Linda. It doesn't you'll be kind, right? So even if you want your mother-in-law or your grandparents to your children to come, you come first. Then you can apply for them step by step. That's how life is. You cannot gather your whole family. A family of 5 children, husband, wife, grandparents, all of them now they come. Wait till they happen. One person, one study. You're going to shoot yourself in the leg. If you are the visa officer, will you approve such a visa? Let me ask you, you that you're watching me now. A woman with 5 children and the mother-in-law or the mother, whichever case, grandparents, Pekin, and the children, 5 children, all of them are coming to follow the mother to go and study. Let me ask you, do you think they are for real? Will you approve such a visa on the basis that truly this woman is coming to study? Will you? Type, talk to me. Will you? I'm listening to you. Don't just shake your head. Because if you're shaking your head, I don't know that, right? I don't know what you're commenting. If you're watching this on Facebook or Instagram, comment. If you're watching it on YouTube, maybe you won't see where to comment. That's totally fine. But I need you to type. If you're watching me live right now, I need you to type. Will you approve such a visa on the basis that the woman is coming to study? A woman, 5 children, and the mother, which is the grandparents to the children, all of them are coming to Canada all at once. This don't even think that I'm making this story up. This particular story happened. And the worst part is that, oh, how are you going to take care of the children? We're going to use loan. You want to use loan to take care of 5 children and yourself and the grandparents in Canada. So, as some people, when you're advising them, they will not listen until they go and meet their Waterloo. Then they come back again and say, I've done it 100 times. I don't care if you do it 1 million times, you're going to get it wrong if you don't do the right thing. The visas are not given on sentiments. You do the right thing, you get visa approval. You don't do the right thing, you get visa denial. It's one of those 2 things, right? In fact, you do what they ban you. That's it. Right? So, people should be open to it. That's why when I posted it, when I'm talking about family visa, I say, anybody trying to do family visa, especially if you're coming to Vantage Migration, for us to train you on how to do that, you have to have an open mind. You have to have an open mind. Most times when I see those people without open mind, I decline. I'm like, it's not, because when they come, they won't listen to you. And when you advise them, they will not take the advice. And at the end, they will get visa denial and they will say that, oh, I worked with Vantage, it did not work. No, you did not listen. You did not listen. They are two different things. Is it that it did not work or you did not listen? Which of them? I had to decline one of the families like that. You know, I had to decline them. I was like, sorry, we can't work with you. Simply because I'm already seeing this person, no open mind. You want to drag 5 children with their parents, with the wife, with everything. You want to use loan to cover it. All of you want to come at once and you're not even listening to me. And later you will say, we didn't advise you, or you go out there quoting that you worked with us. So you have to be able to listen. But as far as, is it possible, is it doable, relocation, family relocation through study abroad? Yes, it's possible. It's possible. Like, for example, if you have, 1, 2, 3 children, that's very okay. If you start having 4, 5, then you have to think of it. You have to, preferably, you have to do the stepwise manner. Because, you think it's easy. Let's say, for example, take Canada, for instance. You land in Canada with 5 children. You don't have where to go. First of all, how many hotel rooms will you pay for? And how long are you going to pay for it? Hey, don't get me wrong. Let's assume that this same person say, I'm coming with 5 children, with my grandparents. And I say, whoa, that's awesome. How are you going to fund this? He say, oh, I have my account there like this. No, that will not be problem. If my children need to live on private jets for the entire 1 year, I'm okay. I say, I know talk again. I go do like this. I cannot know. Pium. Seriously. I'm not gonna talk again. But seriously, I will not even think it twice. I'll just be like, whoa, this is good. Let's go. Right? Because what? You have the money to take care of your household. Not that you are looking for loan to carry 5 children and the grandparents and the mother. All a family of 7. A family of 7 at once with loan. How do you want to do it? Right? That person, it's not that it's guaranteed that they will not get visa, but there's a 50% chance that they will not get visa, and they're going to blame it on us, even though they're not listening to my advice. So, if you're looking to relocate with family, it is very possible. How do you relocate with family through study abroad route? How to relocate with family through study abroad route is, let me summarize it for you. The man or the woman gets admission, applies to travel with the husband or the wife, like apply to travel with the spouse, or the spouse and kids if you have kids, or you can travel with kids and your husband or wife can join you later, or all of you can go at once. What matters the most is if you're able to fund your family, because even if you get full scholarship, it will not cover your family, it will cover you. Now, we also introduce people to study loan that they can use to cover their family. So if you come to us as Vantage Migration, that is one of the advantages you are going to get. All right? And of course, if you have the money to do your relocation through and through, that is totally beautiful. You can still come to us and we'll teach you how to do it. So, somebody listening to me right now is going to be saying, so, Dr. Linda, how do I get started? Dr. Linda, how do I get started? Dr. Linda, how do I get started? How you actually get started is you learn how to submit to get admission for yourself. Preferably, how to get admission and scholarship, or how to get admission and study loan, whatever your situation is. That's the first step, because that's the beginning of everything. You get the admission, then you apply for your family. So, even though it's family relocation, it does not start with something you have to do with the whole of your family immediately. It starts with you learning how to get admission for yourself, and then you move to the next stage. Do you get? So if you really want to get started, what you should be doing is attend our free webinar at www.vantagemigration.ca. Attend our free webinar at www.vantagemigration.ca. Okay? And once you attend the webinar, if you have any other question that you need me to answer, chat me up on Instagram at Dr. Linda Iheme. It's a verified page. Chat me up on Instagram and we'll be able to answer your question, provided you've completed the webinar. If you've not completed the webinar, we are still going to send you to the webinar. When I posted about family visa today, I saw someone that said, oh, I chatted you, boss, and you still sent me to the webinar. maybe because you did not understand the initial step, even though me, I thought I already added it to the post. But if you are just watching this video, you did not see the post, no need for you to worry. And I have used this opportunity to explain to you how it works. So if you really want to get started, the first step is what? Is what? Is what? Say it. Say it. Is what? For you to get admission. Because once you get the admission, then you apply for a visa for yourself and for your family. Your family don't have to get admission with you. You see? So it still boils down to the fact that the first step is for you to learn how to secure admission and scholarship by yourself. And then you can move from there. Does it make sense? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? All right. Let me see if there are questions that I can say. So, hey, another question, another thing. I'm going to look at the questions that, especially for people that joined me live. So someone asked, said, because they've been hearing that if you want to relocate with your family, go and do IELTS. The beautiful thing about the study abroad route is that you do not need English test. I'm speaking to graduates that have studied in an English-speaking country. Hello, don't take this talk out of context. If you're a graduate, and you studied in English, or you studied in an English-speaking country in English, then you do not need IELTS or any other English exam in order to successfully relocate abroad with your family through the study abroad route. So someone told me, said, I've been trying to talk to my husband, but it's this IELTS thing that is holding him. I said, you do not need IELTS. Yeah. You do not need IELTS. So, why stress yourself? Let's see if I can see any other question. Let's see if I can see any other question. Okay. I see questions about IELTS, which I'm saying you do not need. Let's see. Okay, okay, so I also saw that people who commented about the question I was asking about the visa, even them, they said they will not approve the visa. So I was wondering where I offended the person that was asking me. Let me see. You know, truth is bitter sometimes. Truth is bitter, so... But I would rather tell you the truth at this phase than for you to blame me later. I always say that my work as a coach is to tell you the truth, even when it's bitter. You can hate me for it. Well, at the end of the day, you'll be happy. If you listen, you'll be happy. If you don't listen, when it hits you, bam. Let me tell you something. So today I was talking to someone had emailed me and was talking about an admission denial. So I said, okay, that's fine. Ahead. So the story went on. So I said, how many schools did you apply to? And the person said, blah blah blah. And I said, how many schools did I ask you to apply to? The person said, but you know, it was stressful, it was this. They did not follow the advice. So I told the person, I was thinking you were going to be able to learn from my own experience, but you decided to learn from your own experience. And they say experience is the best teacher. So now you have the best teacher, which is experience. I'm sure next year, this particular person I'm talking about, will follow the advice I gave to him or her. Next year, you will follow the advice I gave to him or her. So, my own job as a coach is to tell you the truth, even though some people will not listen. That's why I keep saying, are you going to listen? Are you going to listen? Many people, they will hear the truth. It will be bitter. They won't listen. They will want to learn from experience. You can't help them. They will learn from experience because experience is the best teacher. Then they will know what to do next. Let's see. So I was trying to see if I could see any other question that someone may have dropped. But someone was talking about jobs. So let's say if your spouse is coming, your spouse don't need to get job while you're in your home country. You will relocate. When you land in the country, you will start applying for jobs. Because some of the jobs on ground, they'll ask you for interview. They want you to come. They want to see you, right? So you don't, even if you're applying to jobs from your home country, maybe you just want to be testing the waters. But once you come here, you actually be able to get a job. That one is not a problem. Now, let me say that if you are if you go through the study abroad pathway, there are so many other things that will happen throughout the way. But if you can get started, do the first process, succeed, do the second one, succeed, you and your family, you are here. Like somebody was saying, speak on permanent residency. You know why I don't want to speak on that right now? Because permanent residency differ based on the country. It differs based on the country. So it's not something you put a blanket statement. So, but imagine you got admission, you probably got scholarship or study loan, you are here, or both, and you are here, you are studying. Within that process, what will you be doing? You will know how others have done it and you'll be able to do it. But if you want to go and learn, including what will happen 5 years after you become a citizen of the country where you're going to, if you want to focus on that, you will not move, you will not get started. You will overwhelm yourself, you will scare yourself, and you will never do anything. You know, you will never do anything. Take the first step. Move. Take the first step first. Move. That's it. When you get your admission, get your visa, even you will have learned so much. Many of the questions you're asking now, you'll be the one giving the information to other people. All right? Anyways, love you. Love you till I see you again, all right? Love you with my makeup-less face. Huh? Till I see you again. Bye-bye.